up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're taking a look at the 2019 Korean film Parasite. Parasite is a mixture of genres, but it's primarily a dark comedy and thriller combined. This film has been showing up on a ton of movie forums that I subscribe to, and so many people have been ranking it as either the best movie of 2019, or at least in their top 5. I was a bit weary going into it though, given my qualms with particularly dialogue-heavy foreign films. I don't like to watch them because, exaggeration or not, it feels like I spend half the time with my eyes fixated on the bottom of the screen, and I miss vital things like specific camera work techniques, unique editing, and especially ranges of acting. Most actors have a ton of expression while talking, and I miss out on some of that if I'm not looking at it, you know what I mean? I might hear it, but when I review a film, I like to look at every little detail, and it bugs me when I can't. Regardless, taking that into consideration, I watched Parasite, and I was mostly surprised by what I saw. I wouldn't necessarily call it top 5 material, though. I will tell you where I rank it at the end of this review, though, so stick around for that. To give you an idea of what Parasite is all about, it follows around a lower-class family that's always struggling with their finances. They're often doing weird, odd jobs just to pay some bills, but when one of the family members gets an opportunity to work with a highly wealthy family, each member of the lower class family begins to squeeze themselves into this house, working various positions under the false pretenses that they don't actually know each other. So basically, they're scamming this family to benefit themselves financially. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because some unexpected things happen from that point forward. While it's not in my top 5 or anything, it's not terribly hard to see why it is for others. This film is incredibly unique and original because it's pretty unconventional when it comes down to approaching movie tropes. The foundation of this film revolves around dishonesty, and usually with film, the truth comes out whenever somebody is being dishonest. It's what we expect. Movies don't just carry on with a lie, but when we're watching this movie, I wasn't so sure that that would be the case because, in a way, you're rooting for them. You're rooting for the lie. You want to see how it unfolds one way or the other, and that's not a feeling I've had for a long time with movies. Even though tropes are often predictable, I was digging the fact that this one wasn't so much, and that's partially because of the theme of the film. As mentioned before, this is a combination of both dark comedy and thriller. Dark comedy is often strange for me. It's something that you need to get right for it to work, and Parasite had a use of dark comedy that didn't always worked for me, but the thriller aspect did, specifically when the film continually flip-flopped from comedy to tragedy. It's a roller coaster of emotions in this film, and the way that it is presented is honestly pretty impressive. That's when the dark comedy really worked for me. On its own, towards the beginning of the film, the dark comedy was what it was, but towards maybe the second and third act, the ripcord that flips from polar opposites of comedy and tragedy really made this film shine. I mean, you have the literary heroes of the film that are technically ethical and morally wrong, yet you feel for them. You connect with them, you root for them, way more than you root for the people that are technically doing nothing wrong and are in the right. Those people are getting scammed, yet as an audience member, I didn't care that much about it. I wanted to see how it would pan out, but I didn't care so much about them as people, as horrible as that might sound. I still feel like I was missing out, however, when it came down to the dialogue. There was a lot of it, which means there was a lot of subtitle reading going on, and every now and then I would really want to see what was physically happening in the film, and by looking at that action, I missed vital information that can only be seen in subtitles. How do you decide what's more important in times like this? Surely both are vital. Which means I was going to miss something no matter what I did. And before you start saying, watch the movies with your peripherals, I highly doubt that the writer or the director of this movie intended the audience not to see what was happening, and typically I prefer to watch a movie the way that they wanted me to watch it, how they intended for me to watch it, and I was physically incapable of doing that at times with Parasite, and that really did kind of bother me. Anyways, I gave Parasite 81%, 81 out of 100 possible stars, which isn't a bad score at all, but it's not top 5 material. It is, however, top 10. Currently. That could change at any time, but it is currently at the top 10th place, along with The Art of Self-Defense and The Hummingbird Project. Watch out, Jesse Eisenberg. Guys, did you see Parasite? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you saw and would like to see some more like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And you want to help me out, right? Right? Also, the bell. It may not be Taco Bell, it may not be the Liberty Bell, but it's still a cool bell because it helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!